Like the majority of the populations in the developing world, we are in what we consider a nutritional transition situation.
The shifting pattern of nutrition was a hot topic at the 2013 Experimental Biology Conference in Boston. Brazil provides a clear example of problems the developing world now faces.
We still have some places with a lot of malnutrition, especially with hidden hunger. We are decreasing malnutrition, but we have still anemia and deficiency of trace elements and vitamins, together with the increasing epidemics of obesity like everyone else. So we have to cope with both situations, obesity together with malnutrition, and sometimes both together.
The challenge is how to improve things by choosing the strategy that's best for each developing country.
We are in the middle of the transitional period. It's very difficult sometimes because you have to have a policy to direct it to that. So we don't know which would be easier. Probably malnutrition is easier because very small measurements could be useful for modifying the situation, but obesity, as you know, is not so easy.
Calcium and vitamin D insufficiencies are common in countries where only one staple food generally is eaten, even in the tropics.
When you compare the developed country and the developing country, the dairy consumption of developing country is not as much as those developed country.
But increasing milk consumption isn't so easy in low and middle income countries.
Children switch off their lactase, which is the enzyme that breaks down lactose, when they are weaned from breast milk. So in order to keep consuming dairy products throughout later childhood and adult life, we need to have what's called lactase persistence. So the enzyme that would normally switch off in the intestine has to remain switched on so that we can digest lactose.
However, intestinal lactase is under the control of a gene which could itself be modified by environmental factors.
In at least 4 different populations around the world, this gene has been selected for within about the last 200 to 300 generations of human evolution. So when this trick was first evolved, it's now spreading throughout the world. But it has not yet spread to China and the Far East.
The genetic trick of having active intestinal lactase in adulthood hasn't yet spread to the African origin or Native American people in South America.
We have a lot of lactose intolerance in our population. Milk is something that's new to our Native Americans. So milk is not usually a product that is consumed by adults as a commonplace. That's why we have a lot of people with risk of calcium intake, and especially vitamin D. Even being a tropical area or subtropical area, we have problems with deficiency of vitamin D.
So, in Latin American countries, dietary guidelines are an attempt to raise dairy product consumption. And one way of doing this could be by promoting fermented yogurt.
Yogurt for us is very important because in small quantities you have a very interesting amount of protein, energy, especially the balance of energy and sugar. And we have the possibility also of increasing the nutrients that we have inside it, as we have in some products in our country, with iron, with zinc, with vitamins, with probiotics and other possibilities that could be interesting to that.